Alrighty, YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So I wanted to come on here, predict the 2025 49ers record, go down each game and give my win-loss prediction for the 2025 season. Obviously, 49ers have the weakest schedule in the NFL, which is a good thing, but also could be a bad thing. And what I mean by a bad thing is that if they are able to win enough games to get into the playoffs, in which they should, right? Like, this is a very weak schedule. When they get into the playoffs, they may not be ready for the talent that is in the playoffs. And that's always a fear when you have a weak schedule. But I do think with the way the 49ers are wired and the experience that they have going to Super Bowls with this core and going deep into the playoffs, I think they're going to know what it takes if they're able to get into the playoffs. But that does worry me a little bit. However, they need to take advantage of this weak schedule because this is it's the weakest schedule in the NFL. I think I read something where it was the weakest schedule that an NFL team has had since 2015, given the rating of how weak the schedule truly is. So it's a very weak schedule. They open at Seattle week 1 at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think they're going to win this game. I think they have a bad taste in their mouth from the second Seattle game from last year where Geno Smith ran one in. I think it's going to take a minute for Seattle to kind of get meshed together with that new look that they have, a new quarterback. They got rid of DK Metcalf. I think it's going to take them a minute. I think they have a talented defense, but I do think the 49ers are the better team and will win that game. So give me the 49ers to win week 1 at Seattle, improve to 1-0 on the season. So week 2, we're at New Orleans. The Saints are a dumpster fire right now. I think Tyler Shug, or I think it's Shug or Show, however you say his last name, I think he's expected to be their starter. I'm sure they're going to have like an open competition. The 49ers are so much better than the Saints, though. Give me the 49ers 2-0 going into week 3. At home, it's the home opener versus the Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be an interesting game. I think it can be competitive. However, Arizona swept us last year. I think that left a bad taste in the 49ers' mouth. They're going to come out swinging. Salah's going to be able to call a scheme to better, contain Kyler Murray. That's something that the 49ers have seemingly it seems like they've always struggled at defending dual threat quarterbacks. But I think with how much younger this defense looks, with the secondary, with the speed that's on this defense, I mean, again, Salah invested into making this defense more chaotic, more faster, more quicker. I think that's going to show versus some dual threat quarterbacks. Arizona's not even nowhere close to. They don't have nearly as much talent as the 49ers do. 49ers are going to win this game by 10-plus points to improve to 3-0. Week 4, at home versus the Jaguars, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look, I like Brian Thomas Jr., but Jacksonville is Jacksonville. It's going to take them a minute to mesh with this new coaching staff that they have under Liam Cohn. Give me the 49ers to kind of roll on this game as well, to improve to 4-0. Very important game, week 5. It's the primetime opener. We're at Levi South to take on the Rams. Rams obviously lost Cooper Kupp, but got Devontae Adams. I think that was an upgrade. The Rams are going to be a very tough team, arguably the best team on paper in the NFC West. I don't give a shit, though, to be completely honest, what their roster looks like, because the 49ers had the best roster over the last year and the year before that, and they still got swept by terrible teams like the Cardinals, and the Rams also swept them as well. The 49ers are going to be ready for this game. They're going to beat the shit out of the Rams on Thursday Night Football, and I cannot wait to see it. They're going to improve to 5-0 here versus the Rams. Argue with the wall. Week 6 at Tampa Bay. This is going to be a tough game. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here. I think it's going to be a tough game to travel cross country to play a pretty decent Tampa Bay squad. We played the Bucks last year in a game that was so irritating and frustrating. Jake Moody missed multiple field goals. That was the Debo, shove game where he shoved Tabor Pepper, the 49ers long snapper, and got into a heated exchange. The 49ers did end up winning that game last year. However, they didn't have to play Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, if they're healthy this game, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here to knock off the undefeated 49ers, which would drop the 49ers to a 5-1 record, which is still very good. Week 7, here's another primetime game. We're at home versus the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Give me the 49ers to steamroll the Falcons here on Sunday night. Falcons, very inexperienced team. I loved the draft that they had. I thought they had a very, very good draft. Pretty sure it was James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker who they got in the draft. Pretty good picks. I liked what Atlanta did in the draft. However, they're still very young, inexperienced. I think the 49ers will steamroll the Falcons Week 7 on Sunday Night Football to improve to 6-1. Week 8, here's another tough game at Houston, 1 p.m. game. Houston was a weird team last year. C.J. Stroud struggled. DeMeco Ryans will be facing his former team in the 49ers. Obviously, DeMeco was our defensive coordinator. I like the 49ers here, though. I still think the 49ers have a better roster than the Texans do. I think the 49ers will come ready to play. I think Brock Purdy has a phenomenal game here, Week 8. And I think the 49ers beat the Texans in a closer game, but I think in the end the 49ers will run away with it and beat the Falcons to improve to 7-1. Week 9 at New York. It's a 1 p.m. game, along with the Texans game. It's also a 1 p.m. game here on the East Coast. Praying to God that nobody gets hurt here Week 9. MetLife turf is terrible. Give me the 49ers. I don't even know who the hell is going to start for the Giants. Is it going to be Jackson Dart? Is it going to be Russell Wilson? I'm pretty sure they have Jameis Winston. I think they have another quarterback. Yeah, it is. It is Jameis Winston. So who the hell is going to start this game? I have no idea. 49ers will steamroll the Giants Week 9 to improve to 8-1. Week 10, at home versus the Rams, 4:25 p.m. game. Look, I like the 49ers to sweep the Rams next year. I don't give a shit how good the Rams are going to potentially be, what their roster is. 49ers are pissed off that the Rams swept them last year in the manner that they did. The 49ers should have beat them Week 2 or Week 3, whichever week it was, when the Ronnie Bell game. I'll never forgive Ronnie Bell for that. I don't even care that it's a regular season game, but that would have sealed the game. You guys know what I'm talking about. 49ers will sweep the Rams next year. I genuinely do believe that. I think the 49ers are very irritated and frustrated that they didn't at least get one against the Rams last year. The Rams will lose both games to the 49ers last year. I think the 49ers will play quicker. They'll play faster. I think this young secondary steps up against a stout Rams receiving core. Give me the 49ers again to beat the Rams Week 10 to improve to 9-1. Week 11, we're at Arizona, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game. I like the 49ers here as well. I think they're going to sweep the Cardinals to improve to 10-1. Going into Carolina, Monday Night Football, Week 12. The talent gap between both of these teams is pretty exponential. I like the 49ers again here to improve to 11-1. Week 13 at Cleveland. I don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Is it going to be Dylan Gabriel? Is it going to be Shedeur Sanders? Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? Will it be Joe Flacco? I don't know. Don't care. Give me the 49ers to beat the Browns to improve to 12-1. Going into the bye week, Week 15, following the bye week, at home versus the Titans, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, 49ers. Give me the 49ers to beat the Tennessee Titans. Week 16, Monday Night Football. We'll be going to this game. I live in Indy. They're at Indianapolis for Monday Night Football. I feel like that game could be flexed out, maybe not. I like the 49ers here to beat the Colts in Indianapolis for the first time since 2001, I believe. They need to get that monkey off their back and beat the Colts in Indy. And I think they will do it this year. The Colts, again, dumpster fire. They don't have a quarterback. I don't know what to expect from the Colts, but I like the 49ers to win to improve to 15-1. Here's a tough game. Week 17 versus the Bears, Sunday Night Football. I think this game's going to be interesting. I think the Bears do have a better roster. They invested a lot. I don't like Caleb Williams, however. I don't think he's going to be that good of a quarterback personally. It's just me. I like Bo Nix better than him. I like Jaden Daniels better than him. I think this will be a close game. I will take the Bears here just because I don't like the 49ers being 16-1. Give me the Bears to beat the 49ers. Week 18, I think the 49ers will rest starters. I think they're going to have a playoff spot secured. So I will also take the Seahawks Week 18. So that leaves the 49ers with a record of, 14-3, I think is the record. I may have got that wrong. I'm going to say 14-3. However I graded these games, 14-3 is what I think the 49ers should go and will go in 2025. Now, obviously, things could look a lot different if players, get hurt and things like that. But I think if it's a fairly healthy season, the 49ers are just about better than everybody that they're going to be playing next year. So I think 14-3, 15-2, 13-4. I think at worst they win 13 games. I just don't see how I don't see it any other way. But I'm going to say 14-3 is the 49ers record in 2025. I think this schedule is set up for the 49ers to win these games, and I think they will. So I'm going to say 14-3 for the 49ers. I may have miscounted. I believe I was at 15 games at some point throughout the prediction, but I'm going to say it's 14-3. I'm going to say they lose to Chicago, they lose to Seattle Week 18, and they lose to Tampa Bay Week 6. Those would be my 3 losses. Again, they could have a bad game. They could get the yips one game and figure out a way to lose when they're much better than the team that they're playing. 14-3, that's my record prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And let me know your guys' record prediction for the 49ers in 2025 as well. With that being said, as always, go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.